Gravity drop. For this move, keep your sneakers on. Use a stairwell at home with left and right handrails, or use a strap and prop a step stool against a door. Make sure any props you use are stable and secure. Feet are a fist distance apart. Put the balls of your feet on the stair, holding both railings or a strap in each hand. Lean back and let the heels drop back. Notice when I look down at my shoelaces that my hips position themselves vertically over my heels. This is what you want. Then you can bring your torso upright. Don't let your hips bail forward. Look down at your shoelaces like I do here, and you'll feel the alignment of the hips over the heels. Make sure your feet stay parallel by looking down every 10 seconds or so and checking. Hold this pose for 3 minutes. Forearm stretch. Find a vertical flat surface. Facing a wall or door, stand forearm's length from the surface. Space your feet a fist distance apart and place your palms on the surface, shoulder width and elbow height, with your fingers pointing down. Lean forward, allowing only your shoulder blades to articulate back and down. If your palms won't lie flat or your shoulders elevate towards your ears, you may lower the hands a few inches down the wall to help out. Don't let your hips shift forward. Don't let your head and chest shift forward. This is a small movement of the shoulder blades retracting. Try to maintain 90-degree angles wherever possible. Lean in and hold for 1 minute. Standing windmill. Find a wall. With your feet spaced a fist distance apart, use your own fist to measure this. Bring your heels and body to the wall. Pretend that you have a broomstick across your arms for this entire move. Open the arms to the sides. Active hands, relaxed shoulders. Moving from the waist, tilt to one side and then the other, maintaining contact with the wall. Think about your thumb and pinky grazing the wall. It's okay if your head doesn't touch. Eventually it will. Never force. If your hands and shoulders won't touch, or if this becomes too challenging, you can bring them lower, and you can even put the hands on your hips while you do this move. Don't move from the shoulders. Keep that broomstick concept across the arms in mind. Don't slide the hips on the wall. Keep the hips stacked above the knees and ankles in a vertical straight line. Keep your butt glued to the wall. Don't lift your heels either. Keep them down. This move has 4 positions. You'll be completing 10 reps in each position. 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. The next position is 1.5 to 2 feet wide. Keep your feet parallel and pointing straight ahead. 10, 9, keep your pace even and slow, pausing at the bottom. 8, 7. The next position is about 3 feet wide. Go as wide as you can while still maintaining control. Keep your feet parallel and pointing straight. 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. The last position is right back where you started, at hip distance. Complete 4 sets, 10 reps each. That's a total of 40 reps for the entire sequence. Femur rotations. Lying on a flat surface with arms relaxed to the sides, bend one of your legs, keeping that foot flat on the floor. To keep your straight leg fully straight, pull your toes towards you while pushing out through your heel. Tighten your thigh. Rotate the entire leg outward and inward repetitively. Place your hand on your hip to remind you to only move from the hip. Your foot will look like a windshield wiper. Do not bend the knee. Keep the thigh tight. Do not move from your ankle. Keep this motion in your hip only. When you've finished one side, switch to the other. Complete 3 sets of 20 in this position. Cross crawl. Lie on a flat surface with your knees straight and your arms at your sides, palms down. In a cross pattern, raise one arm overhead and the opposite leg at the same time. As you lift the leg, bend the knee so the shin becomes parallel to the floor. Move slowly and with control, returning to the starting position before doing the other side. Keep the wrist and elbow in the same line as the shoulder. Keep the ankle and knee in the same line as the hip. It's okay to look at yourself to check your alignment. Do not move the arm and leg on the same side. Create a cross pattern, opposite arm, opposite leg. Keep the elbow straight. If the shoulder is inhibited through this motion, don't go so far. It's all right to not hit the floor with the hand. Don't let the knee fall out to the side. That is to say, don't let your heel come in towards your crotch. You want to keep the knee and ankle in line with your hip. Don't move the arm before your leg. Make sure the movement is simultaneous. Don't drop your heel to your butt. Keep the shin parallel to the floor. One movement on each side counts as 1 rep. Complete 2 sets of 20 reps. Hip crossover stretch. Lying on a hard, flat surface with knees bent, bring your big toes and knees together. Space your feet apart evenly by walking out heels, toes, or use your fist to measure. Take your arms out to a T, palms face down. Cross one ankle to your knee, keeping the triangular space between the legs. Let the legs fall to one side by rotating through your lower back. The sole of the foot and the outside of the leg should meet the floor simultaneously. Turn your head in the opposite direction of your twist. Spread across your wings to get an activation in the shoulders. Reset the legs before switching to the other side. Don't let the top knee fall in towards you. Activate through your hip to keep the knee pointing to the sky. Don't lift the shoulders or push through the hands. If the legs won't hit the floor, put a pillow beneath them to support them. Don't let the bottom foot move towards your midline. Keep the foot in line with your hip. Again, if your legs won't come to the floor, use a pillow to support them. Hold this pose for 1 minute on each side. Pelvic tilts. Lie on a flat surface with your knees bent and your feet and ankles hip distance. You can use your fist to measure this. Leaving your arms relaxed at 45 degrees, palms up, initiate a rocking motion from the hips. Move the pelvis forward and backward while keeping your butt and tailbone on the floor. When done correctly, tilting the pelvis forward will arch the lower back and draw your head towards your heels. In the opposite direction, the low back will press into the floor. Don't lift the hips from the floor. Be light on your feet. Let this motion come from the muscles of the hips, pelvis, and torso. One movement in each direction counts as 1 rep. Do 1 set of 10 reps. Hooklying gluteal contractions. Lying on a flat surface with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor, hip distance. You can use your fist to measure. Leave your arms relaxed at 45 degrees, palms up. Using just your butt muscles, contract both glutes simultaneously, then release. Squeeze, release. Do not use your stomach muscles. This can be challenging. If you're having trouble feeling your glutes, put your hands on your glutes to isolate the contraction from there. Remember, trying harder is only going to make you compensate. Do less to do more. We want to get the right muscles to do the work. Complete 3 sets of 20 reps. Sitting knee pillow squeezes. Find a bench or a chair to sit on where your feet can reach the ground. Position yourself away from the back of the chair. We will be using our hip muscles to support us. Place your feet directly under your knees and put a block, a thick pillow, or a folded pillow between your knees. From your hip muscles, tip your pelvis forward. This will put a small arch in your lower back. Keep your shoulders relaxed over your hips. Squeeze both of the knees evenly into the block or pillow and release. Squeeze and release. Make sure you're not lifting from your chest or leaning backwards. Allow this work to come from the front of your hip to achieve the arch in the lower back. Keep the shoulders over your hips. Keep your heels on the floor. Do 3 sets of 20 reps. Lying supine with block. Lying on a flat surface, get a block or a thick pillow or a pillow folded in half and place it between your feet and ankles. Lay down. Keep your upper body relaxed, arms out to 45 degrees from your hips, palms up. Pull your toes towards you, creating dorsiflexion in the ankles. Throughout this exercise, keep light contact against the block with the entire instep of both of your feet. Use the block or a pillow as a cue to hold your feet and legs straight from the hips. As challenging as this may seem, keep your thigh muscles relaxed. Eventually, this work will be felt in the muscles around the hips. Hold this pose for 10 minutes. Airbench. Using shoes or bare feet, put your back against a stable flat surface. Keep your feet and knees a fist distance apart. Walk your feet away from you and let your body slide downward until your thighs are parallel to the floor. It is important that your feet come out further than your knees or greater than a 90-degree angle in this move. You do not want your feet directly under your knees. Use your legs to push your lower back flat into the wall. Keep your stomach relaxed. You should feel this evenly in both of your thigh muscles. Make sure your knees don't fall in or out. Keep your feet straight ahead. Keep everything in line with your hips. If this is too challenging, you can decrease the time. And if your knees hurt, don't drop your hips so low. Hold this position for up to 2 minutes.